Everything was acquired legally.
Because I carry neglect. Will you stop that?
I'm an integrity officer.
Will you stop that?
Sir, you cannot shut me up.
Get away! Stop that!
You cannot shut me up.
Who does that?
You cannot shut me up.
Will you stop that?
You cannot shut me. I'm an integrity.
Get away! I was in school when
I am acting on order, sir.
You are that?
Sir, you cannot shut
You are
me up.
beautiful.
Sir, I'm not a...
Hello, you're welcome to this class. For this class, we go really see what happened yesterday between Minister Wike and this lieutenant, A.M. Yerima. Okay? For this class, we go see everything. How in Nigeria, we know they respect court process again. Don't they ignore the court? They use influence. They do our things. For this class, you go see everything. We go start. Lieutenant A.M. Yerima versus Minister Nyesom Wike. So you can see Wike lost it. And the lieutenant was just looking at him as a man under authority. I don't even care about this shout. There is an order from above for me to stand here. Okay? So you can see here too, people that they bring out screenshot. Say, while he was talking to Wike, his two hands, they pocket. When Wike give her phone, one hand, they pocket. But when he want talk to the CDS, he come out in hand for pocket. Some people thought say, he no get respect. Some people thought say, no, he get respect. But his respect is for the organs above him in the military. Okay? This was the video, mostly player, so that you go get the background in case you know what time.
Sir, let me say, I'm question. So there's no such thing before that. Why is
Sorry, I'm sorry. Show me the document. You have no document. Bring the document.
I have documents and everything has been submitted.
Excuse me, I'm a minister. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that. We cannot continue to act in this impunity. Where the approval even to people. You cannot continue this way. This country cannot continue along this line. How can that man at his level, even he has a problem, he cannot reach me for me. I'm sorry. See what I have. You will send soldiers to intimidate who? We are all from this country. And this is government. You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying guns to intimidate people to not to do their work. Let me tell you, if government achieve on first staff, who spoke to me here? You could have killed everybody here. No problem. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate. I'm doing my job.
We are not intimidating anybody.
That's what you're doing.
The civilian, the engineer mobilized to site, and then staff or workers of SEG look at it.
No, listen now.
We were
That is the
threatening
problem.
them. And that was when the admiral gave the order.
He cannot give order against government.
Because the papers are complete and he said
Are
submitted
you the
them.
one? Listen, you know the police one. Are you the one that will say, paper? What? But show me that you are. First of all, show me that government gave you this. Two, show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. It has nothing to do with I'm a vice admiral, I'm a lieutenant general. That is nothing. We must work according to law. We must work according to law. So you?
No, you don't tell like this. Don't tell like this. Don't tell this. Don't tell me like Don't tell me this. You're fine. I'm a small boy, but the commission of money very good. Just come and complain. How do I get him? How do I get him? This is not professional. It's not professional. You can't be presenting the minister to
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm an officer. I take to orders.
So what? You had a who? Than me.
I'm an officer. I take to orders.
To order that. You don't give me
Mr. General.
Okay.
I can't say no. That was why
You can never develop this property. I will not allow it.
no problem, sir.
You
I'm only acting on my
if
orders.
you want to kill
as
everybody,
officer.
kill everybody.
We will not kill
You
anybody,
cannot.
sir. We will not. We will not kill anybody, sir.
You put yourself in trouble.
We will not. We will
And
not.
that's
My friend, you see,
What is that? You cannot shut me up. You cannot shut me up. You are my senior. You cannot even talk when I'm talking. Because
I have to reach you.
you're going that way. I'll be talking and policemen will be talking.
yeah, taking with us. We don't have any.
I'm not to carry security to intimidate you. Because you're an officer. Nobody does that.
We did not carry anybody.
The man took that. We will not allow going to take on us. And then for you to carry that.
Sir, everything was acquired legally.
Will you
And
stop
so you
that?
get it.
Will you stop that?
Sir, I'm an officer. I have integrity.
Shut up, you're not good
Sir, I will
officer.
not shut up.
Will you get out?
Sir, I won't shut up. Sir, I'm a
I
police
was in
officer.
school, you're not in school.
Sir, you can't shut
Will
me
you keep
up.
quiet?
You
Let
can't
me
shut me
take
up, sir.
food.
I'm not
You are the fool.
I'm not a
You
fool,
think
sir.
I shoot anybody like that?
Sir, I'm not
You
a
are the
fool.
fool. Who are you?
I am not a fool, sir.
As at the time I
You can't
graduated,
call me a
you were in primary
I'm
school.
acting on orders.
Take for
You
which
can't
order?
call me a fool.
And this, you see whether you love it here.
Sir, you can't call me a fool.
Go and develop your
I'm an
mind,
officer.
develop
I'm not a fool, sir. I'm an officer.
You will kill everybody here.
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody, sir. We are acting on orders.
Go and develop it. Go and develop your let me see you.
Regular officer, won't come in.
We are going to get out.
You don't see am so. Okay? Now, let's look at history of plot 1946 Gaduwa. The land in dispute. The plot of land in dispute. People say the history of that land, okay? They say now 2007, they allocate that land. Land at plot 1946 Gaduwa was allocated to Santos Estate Limited. For what? For park and recreation. Look at this. For park and recreation, okay? Meaning green area, road corridor, no permanent buildings such as commercial, residential, or corporate. Okay? The goal was public leisure, not private estate. That was the purpose of the allocation, and that was what the land was made for. Okay? In 2022, there was an attempt to change the use of the land. Wetin happen? Santos Estate Limited applied to convert the use of the land from park to commercial, according to the story, allegedly. When they applied before the approval, they partitioned the land and started selling pass to private buyers, including the one in dispute belonging to retired Vice Admiral Awa Gambo. But why Santos Estate Limited do am like this? They do am because they believe say they go approve am. That was in 2022 before Minister Wike came into office. Okay? Between 2023 and 2025, redesignation, wetin be that? But under Minister Wike, the FCTA struck out both the original plan, park and recreation, struck out the attempt to use it for commercial. Wetin they call approval for? They call change everything, say to be used for public and corporate building. Public and corporate use. Okay? It means that whoever that has the intention of using it for this is out. Intention for commercial is out. So now new people when use that for public and corporate use, now they go come in. It means say Santos don't come out for the picture. You get the point now. That move killed previous intention and cut Santos Estate out completely. They cut them off. Presently, legally, nobody holds that land privately. Okay? Look at Larry's explanation.
Let's go back to how we got to that level. That particular land was allocated to a company in 2007, Santos Estate Limited, for park and recreation. Let me say this again. Allocated in 2007 for park and recreation. The company did not do anything on the land. Because that place is a parkway, it's a walkway, it's a road corridor. You don't build there. Then in 2022, the company wrote to the FCTA, the minister, oh, I want approval from you to convert the purpose to commercial. From park to build park. You know what park is, a recreation term. Not permanent structures. Probably in anticipation of the minister's approval for conversion. The man decided to partition the land, a land allocated to him for park and recreation. He now partitioned the land and sold to people, including the former chief of naval staff. And that is why I want to say here that the former chief of naval staff was scammed. He was scammed. And he has realized that he was scammed. Instead of him to now come out and seek help, he resorted to use military might. Now, in 2022, the minister of FCT declined that request, did not grant the request for change of land use made by that company. That was where it ended. But he had already sold the land to people, probably giving them impression that the land use will change. Wike was not the minister then.
In 2022,
2022, Wike was not the minister. Now, after selling land allocated to you for park and recreation, for people to build house, who should the former chief of naval staff go and hold? The person who scammed him or the government? He chose not to hold the person who scammed him, the company who scammed him. Now again, that particular portion has now been redesignated for the purpose of, if you know Abuja very well, you know how Babushi is. That is where you have Ministry of Works, Environment. That portion of the land, that parkway, is for public buildings and corporate buildings, not residential. Meaning that you cannot build residential house there. That is one. So as of today, Vice Admiral Gambo does not have a document, a title document, showing that he owns the land. He does not own the land. Now, assuming we're not considering that he has title documents and he owns the land, before you begin development of the land, there are processes you must pass through. One of such processes is to have a building plan. Building plan showing what you want to put on the land. And you take your building plan to the development control. See, you take your building plan to development control. The question Nigerians should ask Vice Admiral Gambo is, did he take the building plan on that land to development control?
You don't hear us, so. Let's look at part one. What both sides did wrong from an analytical point of view. The Admiral's part. If Gambo was scammed, as alleged by Mr. Larry, he should have gone to court. Suicidal estate for fraud. But he did it. He deployed soldiers to guide the land, which is set up overdue process. Wetin that one mean be say, he no get faith for legal system. He no get faith say if he go court, he go succeed. Because according to the Nigerian Constitution, na court go talk say, na you get am, no be you get am. They dupe you, they no dupe you. Instead of going to the court, make I use my power. But why? Let's see.
Yes, so first let me commend the officer A.M. Yeriman who has stood tall in the face of verbal abuse and intimidation by the ever-powered drunk Nyesom Wike, who is generally very badly behaved. He does not seem to understand that public office should come with responsibility. Ordinarily, the military should not be anywhere close to protecting land or property of anyone. But when we are dealing with people like Nyesom Wike, who take the law into their hand, who break the law at will, since he became FCT minister, he has been above the law. The law is clear that you cannot revoke Mr. A's land and give it to Mr. B. You can only revoke land in overriding public interest. Maybe you want to build an airport, a railway, a road, a hospital. But what Wike has been doing is he has been revoking ordinary people's land and giving it to his children, his friends, his political allies. And this is wrong. The only reason why we are hearing of this now is that he has gone to touch the land of a powerful man. He has been doing it to thousands of people since he became minister. And nobody has had the guts or courage to stop him. One of the reasons why Goodluck Jonathan, that I heard Goodluck Jonathan wants to contest against President Tinubu is because Wike went ahead and revoked his land. Why will you go and revoke Jonathan's land? For what? On what basis? You understand? And he revokes people's land, then give it to other people in contravention with the law. So when you live in a society where law is not respected, then you have no other option but to resort to self-help. And that is not to say that anyone is encouraging resort to self-help. But Wike is badly behaved. The company that was allocated this land that Wike went to invade to take Santos Properties and its subsidiaries. They got allocation for 10 hectares in 3 places. That's 30 hectares. They were the one that cleared the land, compensated the natives around the place, put in all the facilities that the place now attract. The place is far away in Gadwa. And one of the former Naval chief was the one that went to go and meet this Santos company and said, oh, I want part of the land because I want to do my wife wants to do an event center. And now, because they have now developed the area, Wike went to the place, saw it, now felt that you should take it. They even had meetings with the FCDA people, and they agreed that they will give government back 8 hectares out of the 30 hectares so that they can just do their thing. Wike still refused and said he must take everything. How can you take everything when this land was given to them 15 years ago? They've paid all necessary dues. You just wake up one day so moto and say you want to revoke the land. And you are not revoking the land in overriding public interest. This place is a park. It was allocated for park. Wike has converted it now to residential. This is what he has been doing all over Abuja. This thing that he's doing has economic and environmental impact and implication in the FCT. Today, many banks no longer accept title documents to give loan or as collateral in bank because Wike has bastardized, the issue of land. You can have a land today and tomorrow Wike will come and revoke it. So which bank wants to take the risk? And the reason why housing is very important is that housing is an economic tool for development. The Wike has abused all the processes and abused his office as FCT minister.
Just and so, for me, he believe say if he go court with what I don't hear, no hope. I can use my strength, my army strength. But what about you and me? We say we don't get the power of the uniform. Look at the minister's part. When development control was blocked, those teams, Wike's team, were blocked. They called Wike. Normally, in a safe line, you go police. But after all, they came with police. Or you go approach a judge. No. What they do? They place a call to their oga. Their oga to carry more police. DSS, civil defense. Someone will go there. Who will see which power pass power. Now, so they can't block him too. When they block him with his entourage, he can call chief of defense staff. Remember, small authority, development control, called higher authority. Higher authority, call later place call to an higher authority, more than the officer. I'm telling you about believing more in influence, not the court. People would rather carry phone. Government officials, when we say they for show examples, they will rather carry phone, make a call. In Nigeria, we believe in cause. That's why notice is working. Okay? They no longer court. Say, CO, it means themselves no really believe in the power of the court. What this class is all about is about our weak institutions. You can't see this in a society that want to move forward. Okay? When focus replace court orders, governance became a game of hierarchy. You get the point now? When focus replace court orders, when we no longer believe in court orders, due process, judicial process, it means what we go get now game of hierarchy. Okay? That's how Nigeria works today. Where contact, for me, is like it's greater than court orders. Where who sent you is greater than what the law says. Part 2, the culture of connection. Wike made a statement.
I can down at his level. Even he has a problem. He cannot reach me. I'm sorry. So what I have.
You heard it? He should have called me. Wike said in the viral video, as you saw, a man of such rank, should have called me and said, I have this problem. My question will be say, why call you? Why call you, sir? Instead of calling the court, instead of going to the court, why should he call you? Remember the culture of connection. He should have called me. Was he call you, not the court? Everything will be resolved. When did your phone number become more powerful than the court number? What about millions of Nigerians who don't have your number? Others that are affected, crying, and don't have your number. Why should you recommend such that he should have called you? Calling you when they get the whole process, when they get the due process, think of it. Why justice, the person who you can call, then the poor have no voice in the society. And the law loses meaning. Court chain of power. Enforcement team, as I said, could not enter. What did they do? They called Minister Wike. Wike couldn't enter. He called Chief of Defense Staff. CDS spoke with the officer. And CDS, again, talked to Wike when the officer finished talking to the CDS. Maybe they tell Wike, say, make a step down. Step down. that young man is under authority.
We are going to get out.
Hello, sir.
Director.
No one call a judge. No one call a police station for a court-backed warrant. This is Nigeria through hierarchy. Connection, then command, then compliance. No longer law, then process, then justice. Because this one's big men, they know the value. And this one they prefer. So the poor and the rich, even the politicians, they don't really believe this one. Unless on rare occasions. That's what I say. Part 4. If this were a safe country waiting for Apple, in a safe country, in a law-driven nation, Santos Estate will be in court by now. I don't know if they are not in court. Assume they are not in court. Vice Admiral Gambo will file civil and criminal suit, not bring soldiers. FCTA will get a court injunction with police backing, not political force. The minister will sit in his office and let the judiciary enforce the order in a same country, in a same clan. No officer will guide private land. If it happens in a same clan, it will mean instant court martial for that officer. If at all they go change the use of the land, they will gazette them, publish it. Anyone affected could appeal in court. Because at the end of the day, now court now is supposed to get the final say, not even the minister. Let's listen to this analysis.
I describe what has played out as moment of despicable moments and distinguished moments. So let me start with the military. According to the Honorable Minister, approvals have not been gotten. He's asking for those papers to have been gotten, else they will not develop. Perhaps these people went there to do their work, and they were prevented because of the security presence of the military guys who were there, of course, on the orders of the former naval chief. Well, at the end of the day, the minister had to show up, which was a big mistake. First and foremost, coming there as an enforcer of the law, it's a total big mistake. So on one hand, we must condemn the incidents of resorting to self-help, because that's what the naval chief would have done, given the trail of events since Nyesom Wike became minister. Now that in itself has to be probed. This whole revocation, all of these land issues, the allegations of him taking land not for public good, but for the interest of his cronies and all of that, that's a different matter altogether. Perhaps this naval chief haven't seen what has been playing out in the FCT. Whether he has the papers, he doesn't have the papers, has insisted that what he has, he will use, which is power. And he has used power. Now, resorting to self-help is not acceptable. Our military men have better use than to be used to block property, prevent authority from doing whatever it is their work is. So that is totally condemnable. But you can't also blame him, as I said, due to the trail of events. On the other part is the fact that the Honorable Minister needs to conduct himself well in public. We must say that as clear as possible. Now, if you heard that the naval boss or former naval boss has sent his boys to the scene and they are preventing your people to do their work, what do you think you will do exactly to make those boys obey you? Except you don't understand our military hierarchy and framework. They will not listen to you. You're not the commander-in-chief. There are only two sets of people they will listen to. Either their direct boss or the commander-in-chief, which is the president. Not you. You're just a civilian, a sackable civilian, with the greatest sense of respect to all you have done, Honorable Minister. Why? And I'm almost blaming his security detail for not extracting him out of that place, for even allowing him to come. And knowing in Nyesom Wike, the Honorable Minister, perhaps he would have advised him, he would have maybe told them, no, he's not a coward and all of that, like he's telling the military officer. The minister had no business having a conversation with this officer in the first place. He's the Honorable Minister of the FCT. There are channels he would have used, and those boys, those military officers will leave that place. He will not even show up in the first place. But perhaps because of his nature, force, and all of that, he wants to show. Now look at the embarrassing situation. And you cannot, Honorable Minister, there's a way to conduct yourself in public. You can't be calling people shut up and stupid. No, that's what they say, foolish. Foolish. That is an officer of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Whether he came there on a legal or an illegal,
and
whatever.
Whether he's 20 years younger or not, he should not be. That's foolish.
He's an adult. He's an officer. He's lucky that this officer has conduct. He's behaved himself. In spite of all the provocation, this gentleman behaved himself. Now, if you understand how military works, watch the guy. He stood his ground. He did not move. He was calming his boys down because they were already getting angry. These people are trained to kill. That is their training. And you want to come and be a civilian adversary in their front? Are you joking? So on this particular one, as much as it is the Honorable Minister's job to do his work and not be prevented by any military or whatever presence, it was a bad move.
You don't hear us, so. My final words. In a safe country, law replaces loyalty. Documents replace phone calls. Court orders replace connections. No mass number is higher than the number of the court. That's what I say. But in Nigeria today, we are ruled by ego, hierarchy, and who know who. Until that changes, even the righteous will keep losing to the connected. Those will be say, now they right, and they get something, and they get this thing. They go, they lose to the connected, because the connected, and then they use hierarchy, they suppress the court process. That's what I say. What do you think? Drop up a comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.